Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is one of the regression sheet. Okay, I was using long back in one of my project. There is no data like there is no business specific details. Okay, that's why I'm using it. The purpose of showing it to you, you will get some idea how we are planning our regression suite automation and how we can reduce the redundant of scripting efforts. Okay, so if you refer this what we are getting, this is the high level scenario. We were using Jira X-ray as a test automation to test management tool. Okay, for our project, and these are the X-ray test cases fetched from the Jira. Okay, I kept it in Excel, and these are the high level scenario. Each scenario, this is S2O, SAP scenarios. Okay, so S2O is also one of the stream like O2C, L2O, material management. S2R is also one of the stream in SAP. So this is high level scenario, one scenario, and this is the business purpose of that scenario. Fine. And for one scenario, there are multiple test cases associated to that to cover the purpose of that high level scenario. Okay. So multiple test cases are there. Each test case is having their own set of test steps. Okay. Each test case fulfilling one specific area, and then we will scripting one by one all the test cases, consolidate all in one set, and we are done with one scenario automation scripting. Fine. When if I allocate this scenario to one resource, okay, that person need to supposed to automate all the test cases associated with this scenario. Right now there are around 15 to 20 test cases for one scenario. Okay, 20 test cases are there. Okay, so there are high possibility there will be multiple resources. I allocate one scenario to one person. The other scenario, let's say this scenario, I allocate to another person, another resource. He starts first one starting scripting, and he scripted this first test case. Okay. Now same test case is reflecting here as well. You see the first test case name 8441 validate claim creation process. Same test case is reflecting here as well. So ideally, if it is scripted already in one of the scenario, okay, it should not be scripted here. The second resource who is working on this should check if similar test case is already scripted. It should be pushed into the library. Okay, from the library, the second resource should pick same test case from the library, use it with his own test data for this, which is associated with the test data which will be applicable to this scenario, and reuse it already scripted test case. So what will be the advantage? The efforts will be reduced. Okay, even 8703 is also there. So if this person all scripted second one, the first resource should utilize this. Okay, like that 8740, there are many scenario, many test cases which are replicating. Okay, so if it is scripted in one place, the other resource in another place, we can call it. So this flow is similar in both the scenarios. The flow is similar for first three test cases. Okay, and then it is taking to some other, it is following some other flow. Fine. Now if someone scripted these three test cases already, the other resource can use it. So how we are using it? In Tosca we are creating libraries, okay, or reusable test step block, okay, which can be utilized by any other resource also. Fine. How we can do it in Tosca, we will see now. I hope you are getting this. Okay, it is common, and this is a regression kind of sheet. Okay, and one test case is replicating in multiple places. You see this test case 818441 is replicating here also for this scenario as well. Okay, in multiple places it might be applicable, and there are many test cases which are duplicating. Fine. If we scripted once, it should be utilized. Okay, again and again we should not script. So that is possible in Tosca as well. And this is the main ROI for automation testing. Every tool is having reusability feature. Okay, in Selenium we might be creating functions, right? Here, small function we are creating to click, enter, and all these things. Here we are talking about we are creating complete test case only, which we will call it. We will utilize it. Okay, now here how we can implement, we will see. What I will do, till now we scripted this registration page, and we also scripted one small login page also, right? Let me put it here. This test case is only open the URL, log in into the web page, and then log out from the web page. Okay. What we will do, we will first of all, as a standard practice, Tosca suggested we should split these test steps, okay, into different sections, or different folders. Suggested folders are, let me split this and then we will discuss further. So if I work in this login, right now I have written all the steps directly into the test case. Ideally, as a standard practice, we can split this into different sections. I'm creating 3 separate folders, calling it as pre-condition or pre-process folder. Process and post-process. Okay, it is if it is more convenient, you can call it as pre-condition and actual core script and post condition. Fine. So now I am having 3 empty folders. What I will do, I will segregate my end-to-end test cases, whatever steps are there, okay, based upon their like associated folder. So pre-process, as the name suggesting, is associated with initial test cases. Okay, so what I will do, I will put this open URL test step into this pre-process. Okay, we will open the URL and then we will start logging into the web page. So I will keep it on top. Okay, open URL, and then here when I will be logging in, okay, those steps I will keep inside the process folder, and rest of the steps where I'm waiting for few seconds and then closing the browser, I will keep inside the post process folder. Okay, if I execute this let me execute it in Scratchbook only, execution will be same, there will not be any impact. Okay, but we segregate our test steps. Now it is more refined. Okay, if you see it, pre-condition or pre-process related steps are in different folder, core script is in one process folder, and like post process related steps are inside the post process folder. Let me execute it. We'll see the once how it is executing, we'll see the results and then we'll proceed further. Because we were using wait, hard-coded wait module, right? That's why it is waiting. Our script is waiting and execution completed. And you see in result also, you will be able to see these folders, okay? And steps are inside these folders. Execution is same, there is no change, and even time consumption is also will be same. There will not be any difference after creating these folders. Okay. Now, why I created the folders? Because first of all, this is suggested practice. Okay, we should keep our test steps segregated. Okay, like this only, and we can utilize library also. We will, whatever steps are there in pre-process, we can push the related test cases into the library. It will be easy for me to push these test cases. So if I want to create library, let me name it, give it some sensible name, so it will be easy to read when we will push inside the library. Pre-process, or let me call it as just some naming convention I am giving, so it will be convenient to understand. You can give any name which is stable as per your business, whichever project you are working. So this folder, I name it as pre-process open URL. Okay. If I create library, how to create library? This is our, let's like our project level folder. Right click on this folder and I'm creating the library. Create test step library. Fine. In one folder, there is option to create only one library. Okay. If you right click again, that option will not come now. Okay. In one folder, only one library can be created. There is one more folder, right? If you right click in this folder, that option will be there. Okay. In subfolders, you can create different library. Now, so we will work in this library, and what I will do, whatever test steps I scripted, okay, from those steps I will push this folder, okay, into the library. Okay, whatever step are there, okay, I am directly dragging and dropping this folder inside the library, and you observe the naming convention. Okay, earlier it was normal folder. After pushing it into the library, it is creating one reference folder. Reference underscore reference is written, right? After pushing it into the library, this reference will be generating, and this icon also will be displaying. This arrow sign will be there. It is referring. Now this folder, whatever steps are there inside, okay, are associated with the library, and reference has been created with the library. Now, as the steps are part of the library, and we don't want to hard code this value, okay, what I will do, I will create business parameters here inside the library. Okay, always keep in mind, we can create business parameter, we can declare business parameter inside library only. To remove this hard coded value, I will create business parameter. To create business parameter, we need one container. So first of all, we will add one container. Right click on this library folder, not library folder, that particular folder which has been created after pushing this. Okay, so right click here and click on create business parameter container. This is empty container. Okay, inside this container we can create multiple business parameters. This is icon create parameter. As there is only one step in this test case, in this folder, we will create only one business parameter, name as URL. Okay, and what I will do now, done. Now I will go back to the test case, okay, and you see same business parameters it reflecting inside the test case also, okay, and the value which was there. Now if steps are not visible, you click on this show test steps, okay, and whatever value is there, I don't want to show it in test step, so I will remove this, put this value inside the business parameter. So we specify our test data in business parameter, okay, and now let me complete this if someone want to ask something. Okay, so now I will go back, open this business parameter inside the library, and I will drag and drop this variable which we created in library and mapping, doing the map. Now you see this PL tag has been created, okay, and this PL tag will call the URL value, whatever value we specify inside the test case. Okay, if I execute this, this particular step will open the URL for us. Let me execute it individually, and we'll see that URL should be open. Yeah, someone want to ask something?
Yes, sir. Sir, so we created a business parameter
Hmm.
in the library, right? And are we supposed to give the value in the library or in the reference of that library?
Value is test data for us, right? So the test data will always be passed inside the test case. In library we can only create the business parameters.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
yeah, we did same. We declare the business parameter inside the library, right? In this folder, this business parameter we create, those business parameter were reflecting inside the test case, and then we pass the value, whatever test data was there, we pass it. After passing that data, we did the mapping also. The mapping will be done after, and like I open in one screen, I open this test case, this is test case screen, and then I drag and drop it with the respective field where we want to do the mapping. Okay, so this PL tag will be generating. Now same thing we will do. Now we are having one independent block, okay, reusable block for us, which can be called anywhere. So what I will do now, I scripted for this, only for this test case. I will create one more test case and we will call it. How we can call it, we'll see there.
And in that reference, we are not able to add the business parameter, right, sir? Just we have to add the in the library only. Means create the business parameter in library only, right?
Only in library only, inside the container we are creating the business parameter, required business parameter.
Okay.
Yes.
So it is not able to create in the
Reference,
references
no,
as well, right?
no.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
will not be any option. That option itself is not there. Okay. Fine. Now what I was trying to do, I created new test case. Okay. Now I'm getting some requirement like there are many test cases, right? I am scripting new test case here, and for this test case, this is a web-based project. Okay. I need to open URL first of all. I want to add that. Instead of scripting this step newly, what I will do, I will call this pre-existing test case, that step. Okay, I'm directly calling it, dragging and dropping inside my test case, so it become first test case for me. And now you see Okay, ideally, let me roll it back. Okay, the better approach, I should drag it from the library. Okay, let me drag it from the library. This step, I know this step is already scripted, so I am dragging it inside the from the library inside the new test case. Okay, it create one reference, you see, and when you are fetching it, okay, it will come as a skeleton only. What it means, it will be coming with all the keywords, but the test data will be empty. Each test case might have their own test data. So test data will not come when we are fetching the test cases or test steps from the library. Okay, there could be some other URL. Okay, so everywhere you are using the library, you need to provide the test data. That limitation is there. Here we are working with same URL, so I will put same test data. Okay, and I can run it. Now within few minutes I am able to use this step in my new test case. So that is the advantage using this library. Now we will do same thing for other test steps. So this is second folder in my previous test case only. I'll go back and I will script few of the test cases, test steps, and we will push into the library. Email ID and all, okay. Okay, so here whatever steps are there, I will push this process also inside the library. Fine, and we'll see everything is there, but now it is part of the library. And what I will do, I need to create business parameter. How many business parameter required for this test case? I need business parameter for email and password. Rest are actions only. We are pressing or we are clicking, right? For them, we have no need to specify in the business parameters. These fields, these details are not required. Okay, but still, if you want, you can keep it in the business parameter also. Now, what I will do, I will create again manually. I am creating one container inside the library. You see, right click on the folder, click on the container, create business parameter container. Inside this container, you add two variable, two business parameters. One is email, the second one is password. Fine. Now we should do the mapping also, and same whatever business parameter we created inside the library, you see, as there is reference, same business parameter should reflect here. Okay, what you supposed to do, you need to, because we were fetching this random email, right? We were fetching this value again. We will keep same that buffered value. We are fetching data from buffer, right? Same thing, we will put it inside the business parameter, and we need to map this field. Earlier in previous test step, we were dragging and dropping, right? Here we can type also. What was the tag name? That keyword was PL. Okay, PL. If you type square bracket, both the variable, both the business parameter will reflect. You can select. Flower bracket, PL. Okay, square bracket, select the value, select the business parameter and close the curly bracket. Come out of that. Again, PL tag for email, for password also we need. So we will select the respective business parameter and come out of that. That's it. Now mapping is also done. we can do mapping by dragging and dropping from the library, okay, or inside the test case also we can type manually. Fine. Now we are having the test data with us and mapping is also done. If I execute this step, okay, what I will do, I will call this step again in new test case, dropping it there. Now, as I told earlier, only skeleton will go. So test data again I need to provide. If you see this, okay, test data will not be there. But this keyword and all the mapping will be available. Okay, complete skeleton will go except test data. Test data was we were calling one business parameter, buffered value, right? For this, I think email address only. For this also password. Okay, we'll try with this now. Fine. Anywhere if you execute, in this test case also it will execute, here also it will execute because everything is mapped now. Test data is there and that keyword is also like that mapping is also done with that respective field. Now we already open the URL. I can execute this step also. So whatever script we written got executed using business parameter. Now you see second test case, I did not write any code, I did not script anything, I am reusing which is already scripted test case. Right, in second test case which newly created, I just pass the test data and executing. Yeah, someone asked something.
Sir, like earlier we also used test case parameters and now we are using business parameters. So like I see both of them serving same purpose. What is the difference there? I mean, where should we use each of them?
Earlier what were we using? Buffer, no?
Parameters, test case parameters.
Test configuration parameter. We were
Sorry,
using
sir.
test
Yeah,
configuration
configuration
parameter.
parameters.
Yes. See, test configuration parameter are ideally being used in case we are working on different multiple environment. Okay, there is for each environment there is different set of credentials. Okay, those kind of details we are keeping in the configuration parameter, and preferable we are keeping those details inside the execution list. Okay, test configuration parameter we'll discuss in another session, complete concept. Okay, I was using temporarily in few of the test cases. The difference is this is specifically used inside the test steps. Okay, whatever test data we are passing here in the business parameter, we are consuming it at the step level. Okay, test configuration parameter also we are keeping our test data in TCP, but that is not the standard practice. There could be, if you see this sheet, these are the SAP test cases, and one test case can have 60 to 80 test steps. Okay, if we are keeping test data for all the steps in the test configuration parameter, there could be 100 test configuration parameter. It will be very heavy. Okay, the performance issue will come. So ideally, whatever test data required to execute your test case, we should keep all the test data inside the business parameter only. Okay, test configurations parameter, we are keeping only few configurations which are switching from one environment to another, or if any synchronization issue is there, those kind of detail we are keeping inside the configuration parameters, not the actual test data consumed at the step level. Okay, fine.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, now you know how we can increase the reusability using library. Okay, I showed you how we can do these things manually, how we can create business parameters manually. I will do one more thing for post process, and then we will work with this end-to-end flow. Okay, same thing I will implement and push this folder. Okay, whatever steps are there inside the library, we are closing the browser only inside this. So let me push it. Okay, and you see where is that? Okay, this one. And for this steps, actually we have no need to specify any business parameter, so we can keep it as is. Okay, I can use it in my newly created test case. I call it and I can use it without any business parameter because we are only closing the browser. We wait, hard-coded wait also is there. Fine. Now this test case is done. My newly test case is also scripted without writing any script for that test case. Okay, I'm able to complete the scripting. Let it execute. Then we will see the process folder which the name we are using. Ideally, in our project how we are using, I am suggesting you. It is up to you how in which project you are working and how you are using the naming convention. In our project, we were keeping the process folder name because that is the core script, and that naming convention we were using for process folder same as the test case name. Okay, so it will be unique and it will be easily identified in our like in the library, because in library I think I did not execute. In library, if you see, if we each test case we are keeping this folder name as process only. Okay, it will create process 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay, so what we are doing to avoid this confusion, but by reading this folder name or this library, okay, name, we are not able to identify what is the business purpose of this. Okay, we need to navigate to the steps and then we'll come to know what this library function is doing. To avoid that, we were using the test case name as the process name. So that is also one of the better practice to implement. Now what I will do, I have one end-to-end flow with me. Okay, where after logging in, we are buying one product and we can navigate to the flow till the sales order, that order number creation. Okay, I will execute this flow and we will see how we can proceed further with this test case. So this is the core script only. Okay, what I will do, I will keep these steps inside one folder. Let me name it as some unique name I am giving it. Okay, and I will put this in one folder. All the step I will keep inside one folder. Okay, and I will now on this folder there is one more option. Manually we were creating this library and creating all the business parameter. There is one more option. We can create the RTBs, reusable test step blocks with business parameters. Okay, what is the advantage? We'll see the advantage. So now, as of now, these are the test steps how we were creating each test step. If I elaborate this, each steps, okay, it is empty right now, so I need to fill this. Let me fill this, then we will use the RTB. So here we are selecting one of the product. I'm using X because I'm getting some lagging issue when sharing, so I'm just entering all the values required and then we will proceed further. Selecting Austria as Tricentis is Austria company, one of the Austrian company. So we will proceed with this flow. Billing address, okay. Some dummy value we will fill here. This is Boolean field checkbox, and we'll proceed further with the flow. Payment information, we keep it somewhere. I'm just copying test data from another test case. Okay, at the end we are just pressing the confirm button, so it will create the sales order. First of all, let me execute this test case and you see how the flow is. What is the flow of that test case which I am scripting now? End-to-end flow. As we already inside the web page, okay, no, okay, I need to log in. So what I will do, I will execute this step to log in. This is to open the URL. Okay, here we are logging in. So let me execute this. Fine, now I'm having this, what I will do, I already have this core script. Fine, TC01, let me call it as demo web shop. This name is fine, so I will call these open URL and login. Fine, both the libraries I will keep it in my test case. I will align it So I will want to open URL and then we'll proceed with the flow. I should log in also. Fine. Now, if I make any changes here in this reference folder, okay, as it is same reference is called in multiple test cases, it's been used here, it is using here also, right? If I making after calling it, right, if I make any changes here, let's say I will change one of the field, I will disable this. I don't want to check this checkbox. Okay, I disable this in one of the test case where I call the reference. The impact will be in all the library wherever you are using this block. So you will see this process folder inside the library. This is disabled. Okay, and even it is impacting the other test case which is using same reference. The same step, the same field is disabled in another test case also because all are using same reference. Okay, here in this test case also I think we are using, and you see same field is disabled in this also. Okay, so when we are working with library and we are sharing the same reference, in case we make any changes at step level, okay, the impact will be across the test cases which are using same reference. Okay, so we should be careful if any modifications are required to reduce the impact, okay, to eliminate that impact. In case you are working on some CR, you want to reuse already scripted test steps, okay, to save the time. But on top of that, as you are working on some new change request, okay, some modification is there on the page, to accommodate that you can, so you want any test case should not impacted by that, but you want to reuse, call that process, call that particular library inside your test case like we did here, resolve the reference. How to resolve the reference? We can right click on that particular folder, okay, and click on resolve reference, this option. After clicking on this, you see that reference underscore reference was there right earlier, got removed, and now it is considered as independent folder, independent test cases, test steps are there. Okay, if you make any changes here, the changes will not reflect anywhere. Now what I will do, I will enable this. Fine. As there is no reference now, you see in library there will not be any impact. It is already disabled. Now before resolving the reference we make some changes, right? Those changes, even we roll back those changes here in this folder, okay, because we cut that connection, that reference is not there now, so the impact is also not showing in another test case. In library it is not there. If you see, still that particular field will be disabled only. Okay, now if you want, if you make any additional changes here, 1 minute, let me complete this thing. Let's say we will make some changes here. We want to let me add one more weight, okay, just for checking purpose. Okay, so I'm using one weight. For few seconds we'll wait here. I am adding this, modify this step now, this particular folder, adding one additional wait for 1 second here. After login, clicking on login, we'll wait for 1 second. Okay, and this is independent test case now, independent folder. If I want to convert this folder into library, again this modified version, let me name it as modified, okay, with additional steps or whatever changes are there. If I push it back into the library, it will be considered as independent library inside this. Okay, so wherever I need, I can use the older process or the modified process also. So modified process is having one additional step. Okay, both are independent libraries now. Wherever I need, I can use accordingly as per the requirement. Okay, so to eliminate the impact on the multiple libraries, multiple like reference folders, we should always right click and resolve the reference before making any changes, because if you make any changes before resolving a reference, all the reference folder will be impacted. Same test case might be called by 100 test cases, so the impact will be huge if you make any changes. So always remember, before making changes, we should resolve the reference. Yeah, please tell me if you have any question.
So from both the levels, like from the reference and library level, if we like disable
Make
the
any changes.
element,
Make any
yeah,
changes.
disable
Yes,
the element,
yes.
it will impact all the
Yeah, I given
library.
example to disable. You can make any changes. There could be some, instead of X you are using click, or whatever changes you make, impact will be across the folders, across the test cases wherever you are calling same library.
Okay, from library also we can change, make the changes, right?
You
Like
can make the
now,
changes here also. Yeah, like let me roll it back this field. Okay, now in library we change it. So wherever we are calling this process. Okay, you see it's been called here. Now you see it is enabled in this. Fine, but that additional step is not reflecting here because the step is part of the modified process,
okay.
right?
And so second question is like when we resolve the reference,
Hmm.
the business parameter that has been added will get removed, right? Like
Removed, yeah, it will be considered as
normal
before
test.
pushing a normal test case only, normal folder.
Okay, okay,
Okay, again you need to do all the things.
okay.
Right now you see we were doing all these activities manually. We were find out, okay, for this test case test step we need these many business parameter. Manually we navigate and we were creating business parameter inside the library, right? We were doing this manually. Okay, we can do all this. Suppose as I mentioned in SAP there are 60 to 80 100 test steps are also there in many in most of the test cases in SAP. Fine. In that case, it will take lot of time to navigate to each step and find out, okay, for email I need one parameter, for password we'll write somewhere and then we'll navigate to the library and create one by one, right? It consumes time, lot of time it will consume if we are dealing with 100 of test steps. There is one more feature available, okay, to avoid this, to reduce these manual efforts. Okay, we'll talk about that now. This is our end-to-end flow. Here in this flow I already called two libraries, fine, and I want to convert this folder also in I want to push this into the library. Okay, rather than pushing I can use one more features. Okay, we'll use that feature now. Right click on this and navigate to, click on this icon. This icon is for RTB, reusable test step blocks with business parameters. So what it will do, if I click here, okay, and let me open the library also so you will see the impact. Okay, I open the library. Right now there are 4 folders, okay, 4 libraries inside this, and I come back to the test case in that folder where I have core script, right? And right click on this folder and click on this create reusable test step block. Clicking here, and you see automatically the reference has been created. That folder is automatically pushed into the library, okay, all the business parameter also created. You see, all the business parameter created automatically with the current value, whatever value we enter at step level, all the values fetched, put inside the business parameters, and even reference also got created. You see, we were mapping, right, from library, we were dragging and dropping into the respective field, right? All the activities done automatically by reusable test step blocks. Fine. So we reduce lot of effort. Last,
Can you show it again, sir? So at
sure,
which
sure.
level we have to do it?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. So I will roll it back. Okay. Now this is normal folder which is keeping all the test steps. Fine. Right click on the folder and click on this option. Create reusable test step blocks with business parameters. Click on this. Now you see the impact, all business parameters created automatically. It will create the business parameter for even for you are performing some action. There is no test data is not required for this, right? We are only performing some action. Still the script, still the tool will consider, because we are performing some action, it is tool is considering that inside the business parameter. Okay. Because it is done automatically, you should review it. If you want, you can reduce these business parameters unnecessary. Okay. Because again, if there are 100 of test steps, okay, there could be like 50, 70, 80 business parameters, okay, and many in this also there are many business parameters which I don't want to use. Okay, you can disable them or you can remove them also. I'm pressing F7, or I can delete these business parameters which are not required by me. You can keep it also if it is not impacting your script. But later on, if you are having thousands of test cases, ideally we should remove it, because it will unnecessary consuming space. It will create the performance issue also later on. So advantage is there, but we should review it, and unnecessary business parameter we can remove. Fine.
Once we remove it from here, again we need to add the values in the particular
Yes,
step,
ideally
right?
we should, because it created those that mapping also done, right? So we should come here and again we need to, if we don't want, we should type X here, right? No, so that activity is required again, correct? So manually we need to come here and do it. So we can continue with this until we are facing any performance issue. Okay. So this is the feature actually. We should know what is the advantage of doing it manually, and there is one more option using reusable test step block. Okay, it is doing same thing what we were doing manually by dragging and dropping. Okay, I hope you are getting this.
And
Now,
this kind of reusable test step business configuration, business parameters will be applied only for normal test cases, right? Not for reference, or because in library as
correct.
well, like
So that option will be available only on folder where it's not been converted into the library, right? Because after using that reusable test step block, this reference will create, right? If you right click here, now that option is not there. Okay, so ideally we should use it once. Now already reference is there, you can use it anywhere. If you need this set of test cases, that skeleton will come in your new test case also.
And so, like, what if, like, for one case, we have created a library, and this library turns into reference, but we haven't added any business parameters for this test case. and if we want to create that kind of immediate actions for that process, so how?
Can do. So what you are asking, you want to let me create one folder here. Okay. So what you are telling? We
Yeah,
are having
so
this. We will convert, put all the
this
steps here.
library,
Okay.
convert
You
it to
want me
library.
to push it into the library?
Yeah,
Okay. I push it. Now reference should create.
create,
And
correct.
you see process is already there. So it will create process one. So that's why I
Okay.
told the naming convention should be unique. It will be convenient to know. Now, yeah, tell me.
Yeah, so
Now
now
reference created.
for here, yeah, for here we haven't added any business parameters,
Till
right?
now, correct,
Yeah,
correct. Okay.
so can we create for this reference?
Mm. Okay, this option is there as we did not create the that those business parameter. Let me see. Let's try. Okay, again it is creating one more. No, it did not create anything. No, it did not create any business parameter. Mm,
Okay,
no.
so
Hmm.
okay for
So if already reference has been created, if you are going and trying again and again, it will create one empty block only.
okay,
Okay, it will not do. What it is require, it need simple test case without any reference, and then you should be able to do that activity. You can create the reference on top of that. Okay,
okay, sir.
fine. No? I hope you are getting this concept, reusability, how we can increase the reusability, and what is the difference between manually and using the RTBs, right? So that difference also should be clear to you. And what are the disadvantages also? You should be. It could be interview question. So if you are doing it manually, you will be having more clarity for which field you need business parameter. If you are using RTB, it will create the business parameter for all the steps wherever you are performing some action. That action could be click or anything. If you are using enter or whatever, it will create separate business parameter for that activity also, for that step. Okay, you do it practically, do hands-on, and then come back with your doubts. Thank you, everyone.